While we've talked about Commander Fox a lot on this channel, I feel like the Clone Wars, especially the last season, Season 7 that just wrapped up, did not address the secret relationship, the master and apprentice sort of relationship that Commander Fox and Palpatine had. Naturally, we've talked about how many clones would have probably felt jealous of Commander Fox, who was sitting neatly on Coruscant protecting the Emperor, who practically never got attacked, while the other clones were out and about on the galaxy fighting for their lives. I like to talk about Fox a bit more than I'd like to admit. His fate and his luck fascinates me, until his luck literally ran out when Vader snapped his head like a chicken, but that's besides the point. You see, throughout his career, Fox had it relatively easy. Now, what do I mean by relatively? Of course, guarding the Chancellor and doing so during the Clone Wars was not an easy task. Fox was a very brave leader, don't get me wrong. The shock troopers considered Fox their leader no matter what. Everybody on Coruscant respected that guy. We clearly see in the Clone Wars that he had a couple of missions here and there, and he did well in some parts until he got fooled by some separatist droids. That was a bit of a shame, but whatever the case, you can't say that he did nothing. But relative to the other clones that went into battle and waged war all across the galaxy, you kind of have to assume that Fox didn't really have anything to do other than just stand guard right there on Coruscant protecting the Chancellor. That was a noble job to some, but to others, it rubbed them the wrong way. We have talked about this on previous videos, but while your brothers are out there dying by the hundreds and you are staying put and protecting a Chancellor that rarely, if ever, got attacked, well, then you can assume that some clones really hated seeing Fox on the throne, and to many it didn't seem fair. Here's where I want to discuss the benefits just a tiny bit more. The benefits that Fox had during these Clone Wars because he was closest to the Chancellor. In fact, he communicated very frequently with the Chancellor. He was in his offices a bunch, as you can see in the Clone Wars. While they're searching for Fives, he accompanied Palpatine everywhere he went. With that, of course, came some benefits. Palpatine made sure that Fox's service was always shown as exemplary, simply because Fox didn't protest his orders. He was docile to a point where he didn't even communicate that well with the Jedi, as we have seen with Anakin and Ahsoka and many others. Fox's orders came directly from Palpatine and once from Admiral Tarkin. This servitude to Palpatine led him to become one of the most highly decorated soldiers in the Grand Army of the Republic. Why? Because Palpatine wanted it to be so. Palpatine awarded him with many things. Not only was he decorated all throughout the Clone Wars, but later during the war, Fox was actually put in charge of a large military complex on Coruscant where many prisoners, including Confederate leaders, were being held. During the Ahsoka fugitive arc, we can clearly see this. Fox held a tight grip on security in this military complex. So much so that he annoyed Anakin to the point where Anakin was furious and enraged, almost to the point where he was ready to fight these clones. The only thing that held Anakin back from actually going after Fox was his restraint, not wanting to make the situation even worse for Ahsoka, and not embarrassing himself before Palpatine, since he knew that Fox answered directly to the Chancellor. So as of right now, you can start to kind of understand why Fox was in such great position. He was authoritative towards the Jedi, he held authority over other clones and felt above them. This was simply because Palpatine granted him a lot of power, as he did with others who stood beside him, like Admiral Tarkin at the time and Mas Amedda. This is how Palpatine rewarded Fox during the Clone Wars, by giving him enormous amounts of power, where he was able to undermine a lot of people, and as we've seen, shoot to kill a clone that he could have stunned in Fives, but he didn't. He shot him straight through the heart. And don't forget, he never got even questioned for it. So with all that, you can kind of start to understand the hate that the other clones held towards Fox, and I suspect mostly Rex, because Rex saw Fives getting killed by Fox right in front of him. And as for Anakin, the death of Fives was just a small piece to the puzzle. puzzle. What I think enraged Anakin even more is when Fox didn't allow him to visit Ahsoka inside the military complex, where he virtually imposed his authority upon Anakin. Well, Anakin did not forget this, and all the rewards in the world didn't help him when finally Anakin had accepted the dark side and became Darth Vader. Once now Fox was answering directly to Vader, the Sith Lord waited only once for Fox to make a mistake. The one mistake that he did, and Vader killed him instantly. Think about it, and tell me that Vader didn't hold a grudge. But in either case, I feel like Fox got what he deserved in the end, as do many fans. I'm not gonna sit here and just bash him. He was an extremely hard-nosed, brave clone. However, it is undeniable that he benefited a lot from his position and his closeness to the Chancellor of the entire Republic, Palpatine. Now guys, we come to the end of the video, but of course, before you go, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss this more down below in the comments. I know I'll be there. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you enjoyed, leave a like, and don't forget to hit that bell to get notified about any new videos coming in the next day. Have an awesome day, my friends, and may the Force be with you always.